Hi guys, it's Lizzie from the Academy team. Now, how many times have you gone to capture those stunning sunrises or sunsets, only to grab your camera, take the photo and then look back on the image and realise that actually your camera really hasn't done justice to the beautiful colours that were in the sky? Well, do not worry, because we have been there too. So here are our top tips for capturing those stunning sunrises and sunsets. This will greatly increase your chances of success if you have pre-planned your shoot. This will allow you to choose exactly the right location to go for, whether that is sunrise or sunset, whether you need a foreground object or a landmark or none of the above. But if you also wanted to be really precise on the time of the sunrise or the sunset, then you can use an app or go online to do this. I currently use the Sunseeker app, which is great and really easy to use, but there are plenty of other options out there available for both Android and iPhone. We've maybe all heard of the phrase golden hour, which refers to the time before sunset when the light is all nice and golden looking with some very warm hues. But one you may not be so familiar with is blue hour. Now this refers to the time before sunrise when the light is cool, and you tend to see a lot more of those cooler hues such as the blues and the really light pinks. Depending on the time of day and the light, you may want to adjust your white balance in camera to compensate or enhance that effect. To really maximise the impact of your shot in camera, choosing to shoot the HDR or to use bracketing could be a good idea. Bracketing will allow the camera to capture the full range of tones within the scene by taking one underexposed image to capture all of your shadow detail, a correctly exposed image to capture all of your midtones, and one overexposed image, which will capture all of the detail that's in the highlights. Most sunrises or sunsets generally contain a lot of highlights and shadows, so using this method will add to the dramatic impact of your final shot. A landscape photographer's best friend, amongst other things as well, but a tripod can really help you steady your shots, as most sunrises and sunsets are done where the light is quite low, so to have a steady surface for your camera to be on to ensure the sharpest possible images is always a bonus. If you're not wanting to use bracketing or HDR and you want to capture your sunrise or sunset in one shot, then how about using filters? Now I'm talking about the neutral density filters, which are a nice dark piece of glass to sit in front of your lens. What this will do is it will cut out any unwanted light from passing through to allow you to still use those creative controls around your shutter speed without compromising on the exposure of your shot. And when it comes to a sunrise and a sunset, you'll probably find that the graduated filters are a lot more use. And what this will do is it will just graduate between dark and nothing to allow you to balance out your sky and your ground as well. As you'll usually be shooting a landscape while doing your sunrise or sunset, you'd want to aim for a smaller aperture. Somewhere around the f8, f11, f16 mark would do, or higher if you wanted to ensure that you're maximising the depth of field to give you a really nice sharp image throughout. But there's no aperture police around to stop you from using a higher aperture if you wanted, somewhere potentially around the f2.8 range, just to add that creative touch to your shot with a shallow depth of field. It's a good idea to switch your lens to manual focus. Sometimes shooting in the sun can cause the autofocus to struggle, so to eliminate that chance, just use the manual focus. For these types of shots, you'd probably find yourself wanting to use a low to mid-range ISO. Something like 200, 400 or 800 would be good. You can do this by using the rule of thirds. This is where you would divide up your frame into equal thirds, horizontally and vertically. On some cameras, you may even have a grid pattern that you can get to appear on your screen. The aim of this is to place your main subjects in the areas where the two lines intersect, and to move your horizon off center, just so that you can remove that boring symmetry in some cases. So it becomes either 2/3 sky and 1/3 land, or vice versa. Your composition can really change the look and feel of your image, so it's definitely one of the things that's worth playing around with. This is particularly relevant for sunsets. Now we all know that light can change dramatically from 1 minute to the next, and as soon as the sun actually dips below that horizon line, you get a completely different array of colours. It can really add to the dramatic effect of your shot, so it's definitely worth sticking around for. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then don't forget to hit like, subscribe and smash that bell icon so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.